morning. It's early. It's something like 5 in the morning. I'm in Austin, Texas. And I've got a plan for you. I've got a roadmap for you to be more creative, to allow the creativity that does exist in you out and about into the world, or at least back to yourself so you recognize it. I'm Bradley Charbonneau, Re475 podcast and YouTube channel, and it is super early, and I'm jet lagged, and I'm in Austin, Texas. Just arrived last night, and here's really what I want to get across right now. How can you shake up your world? What if you feel like you're stuck in a rut, or you're doing same old, or your routine is just a little bit too, routine? How can you get out of that? Now, this story I'm going to tell is quite drastic, so I don't expect that everybody does such a drastic move, and in fact, it's not necessary. So here's one way to make this more approachable and also get the most out of it. I'm going to refer back to my book, 17 Hours. And in that, I talk about fasting and then meditating and then creating. And within a period of 17 hours, I think I do from like 4 p.m. to 9 a.m. Is that 17? I don't know. It should be. So the idea is to fast, to not eat something, and to go to bed early and wake up and do a meditation. And then ideally you create something. So the only thing I missed now is the fasting part, because I mention I arrived in Austin, Texas last night, and I had a serious cheeseburger and fries and a lemonade. So there's another side of fasting, and it's called feasting. And feasting is having fun and eating what you want and more than you should and all that. So I screwed up on that part, that's for sure. However, with the jet lag, I went to bed at 9 a.m. I barely made that. And I got up at probably 4. And now it's probably 5:30 or so. And here's the thing. If for when you have a big change, or you go somewhere and you're seeking change, you're looking for that change, you're open for the change, you would welcome it. You welcome some improvements in your life, or upgrades, then in my humble opinion, you have to open the door. And for me, opening the door is meditation. So here I am. I live in the Netherlands, in case you don't know me or my podcast or YouTube channel. And I live in the Netherlands. I've lived there for 9 years. I was born in the States, so I'm from here. But it's been a while, right? I think I've lived outside of the States for I don't know, 15, 20 years, I should count. But coming back here, it's a big step. And I'm going to be here for 10 weeks. Again, this is like the not necessary part of the equation here. You could go for 10 days. You could even go for 10 hours almost, right? But here's the thing. If you just arrive and you're like, okay, like, show me the magic. Give me the change. Show me the pathway. And you're not allowing it in. How can you allow the new ideas or the fresh ideas or the inspiration or motivation? How can you allow that into you, so that even if it were right in front of you, your door is open and you welcome it in? And again, this is in my experience, but it's meditation. I will, if I don't do this, remind me, put a comment below if I don't do it. I will try to share the link of the meditation I listened to this morning. And I'm just in bed, eye mask on, AirPods in, lying down in bed, and listening to this. It's long, it was an hour, It's a good one. And frankly, it started at 4 o'clock in the morning. I have nothing else to do. So I listened to this really long meditation, and during it, so here's the thing about meditation. People think like, oh, I need to, reach Valhalla or arrive in Peru or Madagascar or be on top of the mountaintop with the gurus, and yet I don't think you have to do that. And I think you can sort of regulate or gauge or measure how deep you go, and that's kind of up to you. And so what I like about guided meditation is that you're supposed to whatever you're supposed to do. You're supposed to sort of, follow the story and, okay, now do this and now do that. And what I like about it is that I see it as I'm sort of distracting my mind. Okay, now, focus on your fingers or whatever. Relax your forearm. Okay. Oh, I'm relaxing my forearm. And as I do that, I'm sort of distracting my mind and my body. And I'm, okay, let me go relax the forearm. Okay, let me go work on that. Great. And then while I do that, it's sort of like, can you imagine, like a bank vault, the inside mechanism of a lock? So the one pin, if you can visualize a bank vault, and one pin moves, and then another pin, or that the cog wheel turns, and one pin can then drop down into the place where it wants to go. So this is sort of how I see meditation. The cog wheel's turning, and a pin drops. So, okay, focus on your forearm. Okay. And so as it's turning, something else opens, like another portal or window or door opens. And then you sort of have access to other levels of your consciousness or unconsciousness or subconsciousness. And in this case, for me, focusing on the forearm, trying to listen to her and her guidance thing, and then other parts of my mind go off. And yes, absolutely, I think about, I need to go to the supermarket and buy apples. But once you let that stuff go, just let it go. Okay, I need to get apples. Great, I won't forget. Let it go, and then go back to the forearm if you need to. And then when you're working on the forearm, then that other area is probably at work as well. Or I should say at play, because it's really not work and it shouldn't be. So for example, this morning, so if you know me as a writer, I haven't really been writing, with the exception of the 27 books in the Villain, Hero, and Guide series, but that's a bit of a different story. And so I haven't written a book in 2025, which is very odd for me. And I want to get my book out, and the book is Math the Magician. I've already written it, but I just didn't really think about publishing it because it's sort of just for me. And so here we are in Austin, Texas, and somewhere around 5:30, I thought I should publish that book. So there's a perfectly concrete example of how this works. I went to bed early. Let me back up. I took a trip, right? And this is, again, a biggie. It doesn't have to be from Amsterdam to Austin, Texas. But it's a big one to happen to be. I find it easier when it's a bigger trip, and especially if it's a longer trip, and it depends on what you're doing. Like for me, it's a big deal. I'm helping my son move to Austin, Texas, and I'm going to spend the next 10 weeks here with him. Not only just doing that, I have other things to do. I'm working at a conference in Vegas and lots of other stuff, but a major part of it is moving him here. So that's one element of it. And yet, if I don't open that portal, don't open that door or that window to the divine, the universe, the greater being, the messages, my creative self, my higher self, if I don't open that door, then I will just fall in line with the regular, everyday, go, do your stuff, chronos existence as opposed to kairos existence. And you have to open the door for the kairos time, and that for me is meditation. So there's a perfect example of how travel and changing your environment and being open to the greater ideas that you have. But you really got to open the portal. Like if I just woke up and I got up and went about the house and, I don't know, started unpacking or something, I wouldn't have opened the door to these ideas. And I would have just gone about my normal day. And the normal day would have been much more sort of Chronos level frequency. And that's fine. That's okay. A regular day. But now I opened it up and I increased the frequency, or I increased the vibration of my existence, frankly. And I am excited about working on my book, Mathemagician. And I even got some clarity about, for example, I want to dedicate it to my dad, math, and my mom, magic. And I want to publish it on December 8th, 2025, because my mom's birthday was December 8th. So I want to publish it December 8th, 2025. I've got the dedication. I've written most of it. And for me, here's a little sneak peek. This is what this is really about. And here's a bigger idea, because you might think, oh, that's cute, Bradley, you're going to write your little book. Yeah, it is. It's great. But the bigger idea, if you are still listening to this, did I mention that I love you? I'm just saying. So I'm not kidding. If you are still hanging around and listening to my morning babble, then you are awesome. And here's a sneak peek tidbit for you. This is like the real sort of transformation this morning, and that is this project I've been working on for several years and kind of under the radar, and I promote it now and again, but I really believe in it. And the projects I believe in, they don't go away. And this one is just it's not leaving me. Even if I kick it to the curb, I kick it out of bed, and it just keeps coming back. And this is this idea of, I used to call it the one-word book or the shortest book ever, but I really like the title recently in the past 6 months. It's The Year of You. And the idea is you write a book every year. Oh, and spoiler alert, the year of you. So it's going to be a year and you're the focus of the year, right? I want you to focus on you and improving you and your next year and making a roadmap and a plan and a North Star for you for the coming year. So for me, actually, the Mathemagician was for 2025, really. I need a new one for 2026. But the idea of the year of you is the oxygen mask. It comes down from the ceiling, and you help yourself first. Because if you're not in good shape, how are you going to help anybody else? So you need to go from the villain to the hero before you can be a guide to someone else. So the year of you is really about you becoming a hero. Going from villain, going from stuck, going from striving to thriving, or from surviving to striving, and then later to thriving. That would be villain, hero, guide, ascent there. And so for me, this reinforces the idea of the Year of You program, and for me to not give it up, because I sort of take a break from it now and again. And it's towards the end of the year. This is when people would want this. So here's going to be my example of the Year of You book, and I will publish it. I'm saying this live here. I'm going to publish it on December 8th, 2025. I want to do both ebook and paperback and hardcover. I'd like to do a small hardcover. I really like sort of pocket size. It's a very short book, although I add 104 pages to it, and you'll see in the program. This is an entire program, by the way, in case you're new to this. If you're still listening, I told you already, but I love you. And you can go to repossible.com/YOY, like the letter Y, letter O, letter Y, repossible.com/YOY, Year of You, to learn more about this program and how you can create a blueprint, a roadmap for your upcoming year. And you're going to narrow that down into one single word. And there are 12 elements of this book. I can list them, see if I get them off the top of my head here in the darkness of the early morning Austin, Texas. And that is, okay, we got cover, we've got title and subtitle, we've got epigraph, which is a quote, dedication, or who you're dedicating it to, sort of in the future, then preface, which is your current state of mind, state of affairs. Then there's the chapter 1, spelled W-O-N, which is your one word. For me, it's Mathemagician. Mathemagician is a made-up word, by the way. It's math and magic put together, right? Mathemagician. And then we have the epilogue. And the epilogue is you're writing it from the future. And you're 1 year in the future, and you're looking back on the past year, which, of course, is the coming year in real present-day time. And you are describing how the year went, and in very positive terms, ideally, and not outrageous, not, I won the lottery and I got a Ferrari. I mean, unless that's really your plan. And you explain the year, then you have acknowledgments, and that's who you're thankful for, to the people or things or programs or whatever who helped you get to the success of the year. Then it's a typical author thing. It's also by the author. And I want you to write 3 other book ideas that you have. You don't have to write the books. It's just, I want a title and a subtitle and description of 3 other books that you might write in the coming year, or not. But just write the 3 books. And then there's the about the author, which is your bio about the author page. And I want that to be also in the future, sort of from the future. So it's very successful and talks about how you've done these things in the past year, right? And then finally the blurb, or the back cover blurb, or sales page, or Amazon calls it the book description. And that's sort of the sales page. And what that's doing is that's kind of selling the future tense, the future you, to the present you. So remember, this is all about you. It's the year of you. And that's what the blurb does. So honestly, I think the blurb is sort of the hardest part, because it's a sales pitch. It's just like, ideally you can write it in sort of advertising copy style, right? Okay, I've got way deep into sort of operational stuff here. I didn't really mean to do that. But see, this is what happens when I wake up early and I open the door to creativity. And the trigger for all of this is travel. It's getting out of your normal zone, out of your routine, out of your regular rhythm, and shaking things up, but then not forgetting to open the door, to open the portal, to open the window to your higher self, and giving yourself some peace, listening to a meditation or something. It's got to be longer than like 5 minutes, right? I mean, this was an hour, and I'm wide awake because I'm jet lagged, so I wasn't really falling asleep, but I was all over the place. I was, like I said, at the supermarket, and we got a bunch of stuff we got to do this week, and I got through that. But then I calmed and I soothed my forearm or whatever, right? I listened to the thing, and then I opened up and I allowed this stuff to come in, and this is what came in. I am sure this is way longer than my usual babble in the morning, but that's the kind of the point here. I am, people say, aren't you on vacation? And honestly, weirdly, and I think people who create will understand this, or creators or artists will understand this, but I love this. This is the creating part. Remember, yesterday was fasting or feasting. Then there is meditation, which I did an hour, and now this is the creating part. And this is kind of the best part. This is kind of the cherry on top, or the bow on top of the gift. And I make something, I create something, and I will put this on my YouTube channel and maybe my podcast. It's a bit rambly and pretty long, but you know what? I'm going to do it. And let me know if you are still listening. You are amazing. And go to repossible.com/YOY. And if you're listening, then you're the type of person who's going to do it. I don't even need to convince you or tell you how awesome it is, because if you've listened this far, you're the type of person who wants this, and you're the type of person who's going to make this happen. So let me know if you do your year of you, or when you do your year of you. Let's speak it like that. You do your year of you. Send me a comment and let me know that you listened to this early morning Austin, Texas, USA monologue here. And let's turn this into a dialogue. And you'll see that in that program, I offer some people. But if you listen to this and you remind me of the Austin morning, and you want to come on my podcast or YouTube channel and tell me about your Year of You program, what you did, your yearbook and your word, and you finished it and you want to talk about it on my YouTube channel and podcast, hey, remind me of the Austin Morning. So Bradley, you invited me on the Austin Morning. Here it is. That's my invitation. Okay. Thanks again for watching, listening. I really appreciate it, and I do love you, and I'll see you very soon, because guess what? That portal is open, that dam is burst, and the creating has begun. All right. Have a great day. Bye for now.